Any other areas that you think to kind of keep an eye on as far as free agent or names? We've mentioned
you've always got to keep an eye on the tackles, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if Jack Conklin maybe hits free agency, maybe he's a guy. I don't think the Colts are going to let somebody like Anthony Costanzo go, but who knows? Maybe he ends up out there in free agency and the Browns make a run at somebody like that. You just have to always keep an eye on people like that. I'm curious if Andrew Perry's going to be aggressive in the trade market. John Dorsey was very aggressive in the trade market. I think it was somewhere Sashi Brown was going, sort of that NBA style of team building where you maybe bring on a big contract to collect a draft asset, something like that. Get active in the trade market, build through trades. John Dorsey did it. I think Andrew Berry is maybe going to want to do that as well.
The flip side of one of the things that you have to do is you can't necessarily always get the younger guys because by the time they're ready to contribute at the level you need them to, if you're a really good team, you've got a year or two, and then you got to pay them big.
Yeah, that too. And I also think if you're looking at players as you look through free agent lists, look at their age, look at their contract status. This team's not going to be in the business, I don't think, of signing guys who are on the wrong side of 30. They're going to want to sign guys like a few years ago when they let Mitchell Schwartz walk to Kansas City. They're going to want to make that kind of signing. They're going to want to sign a guy who's younger, going into his second contract, ready to get paid, and still has probably 4 to 5 years of really quality production left.
Do you think the free agency market will give you an idea of exactly what they're thinking draft-wise? And you have to kind of marry the two of those because that's how you upgrade your roster. Allegedly a very deep draft for tackles, which good thing for the Browns.
Yeah, and I would think that if they had their way, they would probably want to address tackle in the draft instead of paying a ton of money in the draft. They already have a lot of money invested in their offensive line. So if they're kind of looking at that, maybe they want to bring in a younger guy who's going to be cheaper. The other thing, though, is what if, I think we mentioned this last week, what if Isaiah Simmons is sitting there at number 10, right? That linebacker, safety hybrid, kind of that next generation of defender. What if he's sitting there at 10? If you sign a guy in free agency who can play tackle, that gives you a little more flexibility at number 10 to just take the best player available. So I think they're going to address tackle in the draft at some point, but it wouldn't surprise me if they signed a guy too.